Yeah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Viewers of Gunjur TV online. This is Ahmed Manjang, your presenter for today's environmental show, or environmental issues affecting Gunjur right now. I'm not sure about my audio. If you can hear me clearly, please just write a comment in the comment section below. Thank you. Um, I've been here now for just over 2 months back in the Gambia, finally. And, we are confronted with lot of issues, among them poor internet connection, erratic electric supply, and also bad water for this community. I wanted to try this program for the first time last week, today, a week ago, but I couldn't because there was no light. And today also, it nearly didn't happen, but I'm grateful to Almighty Allah. It happened, so thank you all for your patience. Internet, I've been using Gamcell since I've been here. I have a lot of stories about other connections. Well, I think they are all poor anyway, so just a question of which one also is a little bit more affordable. Um, I first invested on the house Wi-Fi, the ADSL. I use it just for a day. I was not satisfied. I just stopped it. And I went to buy the unlimited Gamcell, which I've been using for the past 2 months. It just do the job, but this kind of program it couldn't. So until I stumbled on this one, which it's not even Gambian actually entirely. The features are coming from the network is I think is coming through Sonatel of Senegal. So hopefully this one will work. And it's not Senegal. So anytime Gambians we badmouth Senegal, we should look at ourselves. It is not Senegal's fault Gambia have poor internet connection. It is not Senegal's fault we have very terrible water in Gunjur. It is not Senegal's fault our roads are in a terrible state. And it is not Senegal's fault we have President Barrow. It is us who selected him, and it is us again who are going to select him again or select his replacement, whoever is going to replace them. But even in that, I'm not very hopeful because I think Gambians will continue to vote based on based on emotions, not on our heads, which is terrible because this country definitely deserves better than what we have. This is 21st century. We couldn't even have a potable drinking water for a community, the size of Gunjur. Could you imagine? And I had this issue actually not only problem for the Gunjur, but entire coastline of the Gambia. Communities in coastal area, from the coastal, they all have high iron in their waters. This just to show you. This is the water. The people, I'm not sure how future quality, but you can see iron deposit, corrosion deposit at the bottom of the bottle. But you look at this water now, you see, there are things flying all over the place. I don't add anything to this water. I just fetch it and put it in the corner of my house. This is what the people of Gunjur are doing. This is a settlement where the majority leader of our parliament come from. This is the home to Dr. Anas Katrejani and J. Dabo. This is the home to Dr. Nyambi Ture, and the list can go on. And this is the home to the head of Supreme Islamic Council, Sheikh Mohammed Lamin Ture. So, but this is the kind of water we have here. This is the kind of water people drink. Actually, I report this issue. Um, I report this issue to Pura for them to advocate between us and Nawek. That's early October, and still we couldn't get this water inside our homes because Norway ran out of the pipe they are laying to connect Gunjur and the new borehole. You know, it's not acceptable. But it's me as an individual who took up the initiative, and it is me who is following things up. We have the local councillor here, we have the majority leader from this, who's supposed to be our link between the community and the service providers. So everybody is muted, nobody just cared. So now where could they run off the pipe, they procure them, but they're not yet in the country. So that means the people of this community have to somehow continue to use this water. Or alternatively, they go to people with private boreholes where they fetch water. That's what we are in fact doing. So we use this for washing. But I used this water for washing through a machine for the first time a couple of days ago, but you wouldn't believe what come out. The Our clothes, the white one, they all come with deposit of corrosion all over our clothing. It's just unbelievable. And our bill continue to drop. And Norway water rate also is something that need to be investigated in Gunjur here. I think we are paying our bill, our average normal water bill, what the people are paying, which is not fair. So, but we are talking about environment. We'll talk about that in another day. Water is part of the environment. That's what we started with. Um, these have been going on, this bad water for the people of Gunjur have been going on for 5 years, just for people to understand, for at least 5 years. And people have been drinking it and they've been paying for it. The damage it caused to the community in terms of damaging our health, in terms of the extra detergent we have to use because the water is very hard to wash our clothes, our cooking utensils, all the other knows. But what we know, what is clear, the kind of water the people of Gunjur and the environment villages are drinking is just not acceptable. It's just not acceptable, but that's the situation. I will continue to fight on my capacity as a private citizen. Somebody have to take the responsibility, and this is something I'm working on with Tura to make sure that this water is replaced as soon as possible. It's undrinkable, the taste is horrible, and the color, as you can see, I'm going to show you this again. You can see the bottom of this bottle. This is the kind of water the majority leader Honorable KKB is drinking. You can see the brown is corrosion all over. If I mix it, you see things flying all over the place. And you see, this is the water Mohammed Lamin Toure, leader of the Supreme Islamic Council is drinking. Yeah, for 5 years, and we're still paying our bills. And also, I'm going to mention this. I don't know why this is happening, but other part, like my neighbors, they're not even getting their water bills. For some reason, I'm receiving mine monthly basis, and I continue to be a good citizen. As soon as I get it, I go and pay my water bill. Is expensive and above national average. Um, but if we can get proper water right now, that's our main preoccupations. Okay, I think that's so much for water. If you look at my timeline today, you will see a rock python, lying resting, and the picture was taken by one Dembo Mani. Dembo Mani is a kid, he's a brilliant kid from Khartoum. He's an ornithologist, he's interested in the birds. So while in the woods of Gunjur, in fact, to the specific Konoto forest, I visited there 2 weeks ago. While filming, while taking pictures of the bird, they come across this rock python resting, and he was brave. He stand on top of it and take a picture. Umar Saul said, um, and he tagged me in it. There are a lot of comments and some interesting comments as well. You should go and see it. So just to tell you, we still have these gentle giants still roaming our forest. Just in case if anybody is in any doubt why we need to protect the remaining forest covers. Those are the remaining forest covers we have. That is the Konoto forest, the Senga forest for the people of Dakunda, and the Bolonfeyo. And the beautiful thing about this is all interlinked. But while Bolonfeyo is protected, the Konoto forest is protected, the Dabokunda forest is yet to be officially gazetted, even though the owners now they decided they're going to make it a private forest. In fact, it's two Dabokunda, the Dabokunda Medina. They are the ones who are interested in protecting their forest. Then we still have the same part that belongs to the Dabokunda Duma. This is something we have an preliminary discussion with them, so they can also preserve so that we can apply for national park status, for these forest. So you keep us in your prayers. We probably will need to convince them because if they should sell this place, beautiful place, to the estate agents, we know what they do. They will turn up with caterpillars, bulldozers one day and just take everything that is standing on top of this face of the earth. So that is a situation. We will still, even though we are very, very close to the urban centers, but we still have some protected forests. And also, I should mention, Dr. Nyambiture's private forest. In fact, today I met him at the funeral of his friend, Uncle Boto Manjang. He invited me actually to go and visit his forest. We should also acknowledge his effort. Nyambe is a private citizen. He's a retired medical surgeon, veterinary surgeon. But naturally, from Gunjur, we all know the tourists and the Davos and the Malians. They are endowed with lot of land. Unfortunately, most of them have been either used as settlement or sold to property developers. But him being one of the highly educated individuals in the Gunjur, and he's very, very much interested in the environment. So he protected his share of their traditional land and turn it into a forest is brilliant. Anytime you guys visited Gambia, these are the places you should try and visit. Being a semester should not limit you to Kairaba Avenue alone or the condos, but you should try and visit places like Gunjur. There are a lot of beautiful places to here to visit. I only go to Serekunda or Banjul when it's absolutely necessary because I don't have to. There are a lot of things I can explore, can get on my bike, take the dirt road into the forest, into the beaches, or visit the local ecologists here. They we have quite a few of them, and they are in a very, very, very beautiful setting. And one of that is Dalaba Eco Lodge. Dalaba Eco Lodge also should get a special mention. There is, in fact, somebody once told me that is a white elephant investment. I hope, yes, the guy is still alive, he's here, but I will one day reminded him, about that statement because Dalaba Ecology is one of the best investment for the people of Gunjur to benefit from. This was initiated by a friend and a kid brother, Lani Jani, who is still based in the UK. He set it up in a beautiful forest setting. They avoid trees as much as they can. They build all their housings are from they are all locally sourced from the forest itself. You go to their bantaba, the roofing. It's all the materials from in their roof of their ceiling is all locally sourced from Dalaba Eco Lodge complex itself. It's just beautiful. I was there yesterday. The bird singing. It doesn't matter which time of the day you've been there. Is quiet and serene and very very natural. This one also anytime anybody Gambian, you don't have to come from Gunjur. But these are the places we should visit and patronize because At the end of the day, is a local business. The owner is a Gambian, is a Gunjurian. We should support that. But at the same time, also he created employment opportunities, for use of this country. And this is where our biggest problem is. The probably 95% of the employment opportunities here are created by the government, and that has to change if you want to convert, um, if you want to get over this issue of massive youth unemployment. Your career is doing very well, and Dalaba Ecology, the created employment opportunities. The numbers are limited, but still there are a couple of that kids who are employed there. They are all local kids. But again, and also had it not been for Corona, I believe this time is supposed to be around the peak season, and they would also have their say. And I will use this opportunity to explain also these are environmental groups coming together. If you are an environmental group, you are in Gunjur and you don't hear about us, I can tell you will hear from us. We try to create this eco travel group, which will promote conservation and also local ecologies and also forestry. We it's five group together again already, including the local NGO target. And everything is set up. So the environmental groups who are not yet in, we're going to not only we can all come together under one umbrella, and our aims and objective is not only promoting environmental protection, conservation, but also trying to create opportunity, not only for the members or youths of Google, but also those who still have their efforts. They should be enjoying the fruits of preserving these forests, not only for themselves, because if you preserve a forest, you preserve it for the nation, you preserve it for the rest of the world. Because whatever environmental destructions we do in the Gambia or they do in the America, the implication could go worldwide. So that's why those who have the foresight and protect their forest covers or their sand dunes, they should be encouraged. And to do that is to create employment opportunities for those particular lands. So this is what we're trying to do here. Conserving while also creating employment opportunities for the local lads. And um, this group is already here, is all set up, and we about to announce ourselves to the rest of the world. And already, I can tell you, because this is going to be international, we will be having students from across the world, from locally. If you are an environmentalist, going to UTD, you can come and do your practical in Gunjur if you are interested in total conservation, if you are interested in preserving forest covers, if you are interested in birds, if you are interested in wild animals. So this is what we are trying to create here. But I can tell you already we have people booked to come and volunteer in the Gambia from other part of the world, including Eastern Europe. So to say this is going to be it would be an understatement before we even start stop finish setting up. We have these people booking. They want to come down to work with us. I think you've been following the total hatchery issue we have here. We did two releases actually this year. The first one we released over 300 total hatchlings back into their natural habitat. The second one about 200. The last one was not too much. I think it's about 69. But this is the most successful year as far as total conservation in Gunjur is concerned. And we want to improve on this, this year's success. The problems we have are the hatchery. The hatchery we have is a massive. In fact, towards the end of the season, we realized there is a snake been actually visiting the hatchery, probably stealing the total hatchlings. But we are collaborating with my Gambia, who are ready to help us to erect a standard at least a safe hatchery where when these local unsung heroes, the Gunjur conservation group, when they pick these total eggs, from the wild, we can have a safe place to put them until when they are hatched. And when they are hatched, we have a safe place to put them until they are strong enough to swim quicker, to give them a better chance to survive in the wild. So we are working on it, on this. In fact, the video, watch out for this video on my timeline in the next couple of days. I talk about the need, why we need to have total hatchery, and why we need this kind of intervention to be replicated in other coastal villages. For example, from Carton to Bunyadu. If we can do that, then Gambia will be top there with other conservation nations as one of the top countries for conservation. And conservation is fulfilling, is very, very satisfying, if those who are lucky to be part of this project this year, they had a fantastic time. I'll give you a brief explanation how this is done and why we need to support it. These green turtles, we have five different kind of turtles anyway, but the most common one in the Gambia is the green turtle. And most of them use our coastal to come and lay their eggs. But once these turtles come out of the water, turtle cannot run. They only crawl on the sand. So the season, the local hunters, they are aware of this season. So once the season is here, they will also be patrolling the beaches, looking for this nesting turtle. So once they saw it, sometimes, you know, they will take the eggs. Look, if the mother turtle is not lucky enough, like lay the eggs before it go back into the ocean, they will cut up with them. They will cut up with them and kill the mother turtle, and also collect the eggs. The locals still believe if you these turtle eggs, if you eat it, it makes you very, very strong on the bed. That's what they believe. I don't know how true it is. And also, the turtle meat is one of the biggest sellers here. So they are still well hunted. So the biggest predator affecting these turtles are the human beings, the locals. So in fact, today, this year, this past season, a couple of people were arrested. One of them unfortunately hacked this mother turtle with a cutlass. The flappers were hacked. They are not cut completely, but the guy was arrested and the mother turtle was rescued and taken to Gambia Horse and Donkey Association Center, where it was treated until when it's healed and they released it back into the ocean again. So basically, what they will go, say 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. when normally these turtles come into the soil to lay their eggs. So once they find the marks of these mother turtle, they crawl around because they will follow the marks to the sand dunes, and if they find the nest, they will uncover it and collect the eggs. Once they collect the eggs into the buckets, then they bring it to our hatchery. We have a hatchery at Gunjur Beach near, unfortunately, very close to Golden Leaves, very close to where they release their waste into the oceans. So they will be there. They normally takes about 55 to 54 to 55 days before they hatch. Once they are hatched, then we have a volunteer who is based at the beach. It's called Mr. Balde. Mr. Balde is a legend, and also if you visit Gunjur Beach, Mr. Balde just reside by the mouth of the Bolong where the local river connects the oceans. Go to this guy and donate him. He is a legend. So once they are hatched, you will go there early in the morning and collect them, put them in a water bucket, and take it back to his where he lives. That's where we have our makes it aquarium. So we will keep them in these, the water tanks anyway. We'll keep them there for um, a month to 2 months. Why I say 1 to 2 months, maximum 2 months, minimum 1 month. We will keep them in these waters, clean the water on a regular basis again. Is this old man, Mr. Balde, who is responsible of that? And once they are big, just little bit strong enough, they can swim faster, away from the predators. Because these turtles, if not our intervention, or if not the intervention of the conservationists, their chances of surviving, from laying to going back to the ocean and also growing to maturity is like 1 in 1,000. So basically, these conservation efforts really, add real value and also increase their chances of survival very, very well. So once there are 4 to 5 weeks, and we saw in this um, water containers, we will advertise, this is a strategy, it's a deliberate strategy to attract tourists. We are conserving, but also there are people there who are volunteering. These people also need to put food on the table. So we will advertise, Gambians will turn up and, tourists mainly. And, we as for token of donation, there we have a box donation box. We don't charge anything for it. So basically, while giving these stories, while giving these locals the opportunity to be part of these conservation efforts, we also give them the opportunity not only to be part of it, but to contribute to it. If you contribute any amount, it goes back to these local youths who are dedicating, who are sacrificing their valuable time. They should be at bed at the time of the night. But they go like from June, these things happen from June to November, collecting these eggs and looking after them until they are released. So anything anybody contribute towards this conservation effort, it goes to these local heroes and also to improve the standards. Our long-term plans are to have a local aquarium where we can allow them to grow even bigger. In fact, after our release last week alone, I have a couple of calls, tourists visiting the Gambia. They want to see these turtle hatchlings. But unfortunately, we don't have the facilities to keep them longer than 2 months. If we do that, we will probably end up killing them. So our long-term plans is among them is to have an aquarium. Inshallah, my Gambia is helping us to raise funds so we can have a hatchery. That's the most important. If you have a standard hatchery whereby these rodents, monkeys, and also the monitor lizard, we can keep them away until these is had and released into the ocean, that will be brilliant. So we thank My Gambia, you can visit their website. They promoting ecotourism in the Gambia, and we are collaborating with them. And also, I'm going to take this opportunity to give credit to Gunjur Online TV. They are the service they are providing to these communities is just unbelievable. And financially also this year they contributed to these conservation efforts, and not only that, they contributed to environmental effort during the rains. Um, so that is something we can put price on it, and that's why these platform have to stay. This platform, we all have a collective responsibility. You don't even have to come from Gunjur. Yes, there's no shortage of media houses in the Gambia, but the kind of story Gunjur Online TV is telling, you know, they're not interested in that. And these are the real news. For example, my next topic is about overfishing in Gunjur. If you are a Gambian, please visit Gunjur, visit Tanje, visit Sanyang, visit Karton, visit Bakau, visit these major fishing centers. Your heart will be broken. Gambia is like we are taking our natural resources and throwing it away. It's just unbelievable. It's not sustainable. You don't have to be a marine biologist or a specialist in fishing to know that this fishing contract Gambia signed with the EU and also Senegal is the worst ever deal since the Russian flood um, Siberia to the Americans. It's just unbelievable. You could hardly have a place to stand if you go to the beaches right now, any time of the day and night. The Senegalese fishermen are scooping anything that moves in that ozone, and they are directly selling it to the Chinese. No middleman. No middleman is just unbelievable. And also, no, we are losing. You know, our beaches, say from Karton to Gunjur to Sanyang now, no tourist is swimming in that. And this is the nerve center of ecotourism in the country. So if the government is interested in promoting ecotourism, these fish meal factories have to go, or they have to move them inland so that the locals can enjoy their beaches. I've been here 2 months. I don't have the confidence to go into that ocean to swim. Much more a foreign nationals. They scooping our natural resources which are first and from window. But people rather go and buy these imported subsidized chicken thighs than go and buy fish because they cannot afford it. Could you imagine that? Over time, not long ago, you go to the beach, just being present in the beach, you don't have to buy. You can ask these fishermen for what you eat, you will have. But now our local women, our local fishmongers are competing directly with these Chinese fish meal factories. And they don't even contract the local fishermen. They contracted the Senegalese fishermen who are going out to sea, sell it directly, no middleman. You don't have that opportunity in Senegal. You will not go to Senegal, go into their ocean and come directly and sell it to the China company. It's not going to happen. So this is one area also our fisheries ministry should look at. Well, they know it anyway. If you look at the foreign newspaper today or yesterday, there is this story about juvenile fish being caught at Gunjur Beach. And it's the same in Khartoum, it's the same in Sanyang. It just happened that the journalist on the day was in Gunjur. I had those pictures a week or so ago. A week or so ago, a local a Gunjur citizen complaining. He walked at the beach, he walked with the fish. But he's at Kentucky. He said, what can he do? I'm just a private citizen who is trying to do my best. But these are the kind of issues our majority leader, Uncle KKB, should be going out there and investigating. I know he's aware of this. This is where our local councillors should be going there and investigating. This is where our VDC chairman should be there. But in this country, it's just heartbreaking. People are very, very good at complaining, but nobody wants to do anything about issues if it is about public. So we'll continue to change these politicians, but it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same, and that is heartbreaking. I can tell you for the case of the fish, our fish supply is under serious, serious strain. I don't know how long we can sustain it, but I don't want to guess. But it's not going to take long. It's months before our organs are dry completely of fish. You walk in window, we've been swamped by the Senegalese fishermen. You go one to compound, they occupy it. Even the former police station, which was vandalized during this scuffle between the and Bang, is now being occupied by the Senegalese fishermen. In fact, they're not only residing in Gunjur, they are residing up to C4. That is unheard of because the people of Gunjur cannot, just accommodate all of them. So they are now taking houses in C4. You go to Gunjur Beach, you see these big, big Philatronic boats, hundreds of them unloading. It's heartbreaking. While at the same beach, the locals are struggling for something to put on their table. That's not acceptable. I'll conclude this by mentioning the sand mining. Unfortunately, again, the geology department really let this country down. There is no sun. There is no sun. The only good news, there is a drenching company which will start operation soon, if not already, which will be sourcing sand from the bottom of the ocean. According to the findings I found out, is sustainable. It's not the damage to the environment is very, very minimal. They will be sourcing the sand between Banjul and Bara. If you look at the Banjul Bara ferry, when they are moving, they will go like in a zigzag motion. That's what I think they are trying to avoid the sand because it's not deep enough. So these people will drain sand from that area and towards the Denton Bridge, which people will now use for construction. So that should take pressure off our sand dunes. But again, it has to be controlled because people will always find a way to avoid paying for that little bit extra. Everybody's thinking for themselves. I went to the Nyavada sand mining site. Again, why I mentioned this, just yesterday, these boys from Carton, the Bomani featured they were right on in that forest. But that forest is under serious threat, not from people cutting the wood, but from sand miners. I've been there. It's heartbreaking. You see these big trees. Their roots have been undermined just for them to get their daily supply. While visiting there, right in front of me, I've seen trucks walking over or driving over the plants we plant last planting season. Last three planting seasons, because everywhere Eco Travel Gambia um, or environmental concern group, in fact, mainly this forget forest, they've been they've been replenishing the forest for the past 10 years, and it's heartwarming to go in where you see some of those trees now, they are grown ups. But the one they a couple of years ago towards the sand mining area, I've seen trucks walking away. They're cutting the forest right in front of me just so that the trucks with the sands can pass. And no, it's heartbreaking. This is happening at local and each other trucks. There is a faction who said this will stop. But they have the corrupt ones who are thinking only about themselves, their daily keep. And also, not only their daily keep, but they want to support a life that they cannot sustain. By doing that, they will continue to mine it, even though there's no sand there. They finished the furrow now they are heading towards the forest. So, they have got laws who should support, who should stop us. But they're not because they are corrupt. The geology department are aware of this, and this area will stop mining from going. It's still going on. It's heartbreaking from carbon to sand and base. Every sand will almost is all gone. It's all gone. So now we have these disused sand dunes, with a lot of water, which attracts some wild animals. The whole system is changing, and I hope we can maintain that. And the government, the ways of, you know, look at way of making something out of a very, very bad situation. We've seen that in Carter, Colin Cross, I think it's a UK nationalist, who, create out of these dispute demands and a bad observatory, you know, to support the local tourism efforts, ecotourism efforts. They've been involved in tagging birds, monitoring them, monitoring the migration birds, for the past 10 years, and it's working very well. And that brings the issue of this case, the more money. That's where this guy learned his trade. And he's one of the best ornithologists in the Gambian, which is a combo use. So we now have these disused mines. How can the government help people around these combo coast to make some good out of this disaster? Because that's where water is now. So all the birds around this and flock there to drink. The monkeys also go there to drink. But we're not making best use of it. So if you are government officials, be it environmental ministry or NEA or forestry, please come forward. We need it. You let us down, but still, you can reverse that let us down, or you can ameliorate, you can make it little bit less painful by coming and investing. What can we do together to make sure that these use sand mines with water, teeming with other wildlife. What can we do to protect those wildlife? You know, to make sure that they not being damaged further, to make sure that they add value to our ecotourism efforts, to make sure that the new environment that is created is not being destroyed again. So this is just a test video. I've been struggling for internet connection, but luckily now I hope I have one which seems is working so far. I'm not complaining. Um, if I have from your reviews, I will be continuing with our weekly environmental show, and also right now we have some issues with some of our programs, like the conversation with the youth. Ibrahim, our host, is not feeling very well right now, and because I have a poor internet connection, I couldn't step in for him. But I'll have a discussion with Ibrahim. I can help him before we get better. And also, I'll have a conversation with Dave about my own program. That is salary turning point for the people of Gunjur. I even lost where they are now. So, but all these are coming up. Why we have these issues? Because here online, it's a community. It's do it for yourself. Journalism, we are all doing. We try to contribute our little bit to the community from our own pockets. So any kind of support this platform can get from anybody. I think it will become timely. It doesn't have to be money. If you can volunteer, if you think you have a story you can tell, you can, you want to learn your trade, because um, I'm not a journalist anyway. I'm useless with with computers, but there are issues I run here from these programs I do weekly basis are going to benefit me beyond video TV online. So these are some of the things we do, and also your next employer might see you at video TV online. So this is what we are trying to create, here, and we need your support. And thank you for your being. We really appreciate your time. It is you who give us the energy and ideas to continue to go. And on a final note, appeal to now of the and also to our internet service providers, and also our mobile phone. Today, last couple of days, mobile phone communication in this country, in this part of the world, is terrible. You call somebody, you can hardly hear them, or it will tell them their phones are off when they are not. That's not acceptable. This is 2021. We can do this. And also, Gambia, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate this company who will be drenching sand from the bottom of the ocean rather than this on land. This is what other West African countries like Ghana and Nigeria have been doing, and also it's very, very prominent in Asia and also Southeast Asia. So I hope this company, once they start supplying sand, that will take off pressure from sand dunes along the Congo coast. Thank you very much. Allah Baraka.
You're listening to Empire Radio 1.
Everyone has a purpose, and it is this purpose you pursue that defines you. The reason why we, Laba Eco Lodge, located on the Gunjur Brikama Highway, is here is to create peaceful environment and conducive atmosphere for our esteemed guests, both nationals and those who choose the Gambia as their final destination. Our accommodations are modern standards, well-spaced and well-ventilated seminar and conference rooms. There is no other excellent venue for your birthdays and wedding programs than Dalaba Eco Lodge. So come and experience our affordable luxuries in sustainable environment. Our rooms are inside our gardens filled with sweet-smelling flowers and cozy feelings of nature. visits to the Gunjur sandy beach with our wonderful transport services at no cost is all the time available. To enchant your stay furthermore, at Dalaba Eco Lodge, we create the following: bird watching, bike rentals for visiting local markets, and many other places of interest, city tours and boat trips, etc. For more details, you can take the digits 00220 360 7043. Email dalabaecolodge78@gmail.com. Facebook Dalaba Eco Lodge Gambia. Book your places now to experience memorable adventures one cannot afford to miss.